I did some things for that Chevy, man. Restored the frame, blew the brains out of everything. I ain't ashamed. Out about a nightstand to ease the stress. Dealing with depression, pills on the dresser. Feeling for affection, so I'm buying out the section. Candy, make my candy bring, don't be ashamed to lick it off. There is some game to a dame when you can't think it off the chain.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Snoopi with another one. You know what I'm saying? We got a solidified underground legend today. You know what I'm saying? We got Big K.R.I.T. Me personally, I think the word legend gets thrown around way too much for K.R.I.T. not to be put in that conversation. Underground legend, that is. You know, just look at the work he's put in up to this point, you know, with mixtapes and even albums on Def Jam. I was always a little weary about K.R.I.T. going to a major label. Not in the fact that it's a major label, but in the fact that it was Def Jam. They weren't even taking a liking to those specific artists, you know, coming from the Southern culture at the time. You know, they pretty much had, you know, Jeezy and 2 Chainz. That was about it. And I was a little worried about it also because all of K.R.I.T's projects has been handcrafted himself, you know, from the production to the synths, you know, well, that is production, but just basically everything from the instrumentation to the lyrics, all of that was K.R.I.T. He's pretty much in charge of everything when it comes to cultivating his projects. And I feel like, you know, as soon as he signed with Def Jam, it kind of stripped him of that. My favorite K.R.I.T. projects are still from 10 to 12 years ago. Return to Forever, you know, Forever in the Day. K.R.I.T. was here, you know what I mean? Like King Remembered in Time. Those projects, it was pretty much K.R.I.T. production and K.R.I.T. rapping. You know what I mean? Nobody else had a hand in anything. And that's kind of how I picture K.R.I.T. as an overall artist and protagonist, you know, as far as, you know, he knows his own sound. You know what I mean? He knows what he needs. And I'm going to just bring it back to that's one of the reasons why I'm glad that K.R.I.T. left the label. You know what I mean? He been left the label. I think it's been since like 2016 that he's left. And you see what we got as soon as he left. You know, we got the project Forever is a Mighty Long Time, which I feel like is a great project. His best project to date. You know, I haven't listened to this one yet, so we going to see. But K.R.I.T. was here, or K.R.I.T. is here. I'm sorry. K.R.I.T. is here. Damn. K.R.I.T. is here. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't like it. It wasn't a bad project. It's just I felt like it wasn't K.R.I.T. I felt like he was trying to expand his sound to certain places where he wasn't accepted. That's where him as an underground legend comes into play because we're cool with K.R.I.T. We cool with K.R.I.T. rapping over his own production. We cool with him cultivating his own projects. I feel like K.R.I.T. is one of those unique artists where he doesn't need too many heads in the studio when he's creating a piece of art. That's why I didn't like K.R.I.T. is here because he had really no hand in any of the production. You know, he really had no hand. And I think Rico Love executive produced this project. I'm like, damn, K.R.I.T., you just one of them dudes where it's like, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And also, I'm not one of them niggas that just be like, yo, you can't expand your sound. You can't try out new things. But I feel like everything isn't for everybody. The mainstream isn't for everybody. And I feel like K.R.I.T. is one of those artists. I think artists are so creative that they just get that urge to, you know, do something new. And honestly, I feel like that was what K.R.I.T. was going for on this last project that he was doing. He had some joints on here like Addiction. I was like, what the hell? I feel like this whole album was just to open up the eyes of the different listeners. Somebody that hasn't even heard K.R.I.T. before probably heard this project and probably liked it. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, which brings us to Digital Roses Don't Die. Hey man, this joint, you literally the king remembered in time. Like this has to be a hard project. Like not hard in the fact where it gotta be like your old shit, but it just gotta speak to me. It can't be no mainstream shit where it's just like you just throw a bunch of songs together and here we go again. I really do want this project to have a concept, just because the last project, you know, it was really devoid of one. We got a powerful title with this one, Digital Roses Don't Die. So I'm hoping to see what that means to him. I feel like this would have a meaning. I think it would be, you know, K.R.I.T. is behind the curtains waiting to walk on stage and, you know, give us this beautiful project. You know, I don't know if it's beautiful or not, but I hope so. Enough talking. Let's get into it. Big K.R.I.T., Digital Roses Don't Die. Wait, hold on. This joint got 4 interludes on it. So we're really looking at 13 songs. Track 1, well, I guess we can say track 1. Fire, interlude.
This is fire. We should film. Take a picture. Keep it original. Cause who needs filters when digital roses don't die?
Just based on the first interlude, are we going to get something about love, pain? What is it going to be? Because the frame on the cover, we should film it, I'll take a picture, but keep it original. I feel like that speaks to me a little bit just because, you know, K.R.I.T. is in the middle of the frame. You know, he's saying keep it original because who needs filters when digital roses don't die? I like how you put that. It's real poetic. It seemed like just a little opener just to give you a glimpse of, you know, what's to come with the project. I still have no idea what's coming, but, you know, I feel like this gives me a peek into the box. I'm always a little conflicted when albums start off as interludes just because, like, does this really mean something? Track 2, Southside of the Moon.
I'm from Southside of the Moon. She from NY, see you soon. I'm like, hold up, I'ma be there in a minute. Got the spaceship finished, I'ma be there in a minute. I'm from 300. She from
I like on the beat how the bass comes in so far removed from the hi-hat. You know what I mean? Like, I just like how, I don't know if K.R.I.T produced, I think DJ Camper produced this. He was a lot on his last project.
I got you, baby, cause you'll be there when we in the club. Black on, you know, I swear I did it just for from NY, see you soon. I'm from Southside.
I ain't even like it. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't like the song, but when that hook come back in again, boy, I like when K.R.I.T sings, you know, at a good level. You know what I mean? Sometimes he be slacking a little bit with the singing, but or the harmonizing, whatever you want to call it, melodies. But this joint working. It's working. I like this joint.
I'm like, hold up.
I'ma be there in a minute.
I forgot to hit him up. Security stopped me, but let me in. That's California love. Now, I ain't mad at everything, recognize my face. I still smile in this mansion.
I wish more artists would look at shit like that. You know what I mean? They don't know who I am when I walk in, but I'm still chilling in this mansion. Who cares? Who cares if they know you? You know what I mean? Like, as long as you know yourself. Like, that shit was kind of corny, but, you know, that's how I felt.
I'm like, hold up. I'ma be there in a minute. I'm like,
if I'm correct with this concept, his wife gotta be from NY. Cause he's saying I'm from Southside. I'm from Southside of the Moon. Is he saying like I'm from the South? You know what I mean? But I'm out of space with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't human type shit. I like this track. For some reason, I like this track. I like the melodies on it. I like how he's using his voice in a particular way. No auto tune, just straight K.R.I.T. I like that. You know, straight raw singing. You know what I mean? That's what we got from K.R.I.T early on. We got the raw singing from K.R.I.T. Even though it's not the best, it's still pretty good. The hook on that joint golden for sure. Great start so far. Great start. Song 3, Show You Right. Okay. This where this album going. I show you right. I show you I'm right for you. That shit came in weird as shit. I can't hear what this dude's saying, but cause the beat loud as shit. Oh, okay. So this about to be a singing album. This about to be a singing project. Why the fuck is this giving me the Tropics vibes? You remember that movie? What the fuck was that movie called? The Flint Tropics. Damn, what the fuck was that movie called? Let me know down below. This definitely different though. This different from K.R.I.T. Nah, I don't like that part. I don't know what to feel about this. I don't know. Honestly. You know what? I don't know what to feel about that track. Just because we haven't got something like that from K.R.I.T in years. Like this will go over people's heads a little bit, but K.R.I.T used to do some shit like this early in his career, you know, believe it or not. He used to do some shit like this back in like 2012, I mean. I don't know though, it just seemed kind of like weird now and dumbed down for some reason. Like it doesn't come off that authentic. It got that like 70s, 60s funk vibe to it. I hated that like croning he was doing at the end. Like I didn't like that part. Like that was probably like the only part of the song I didn't like. It took me a little minute, like the first song for me to catch on, you know what I mean? Because when it first starts off, it started off a little weird. You know, it started off weird as hell. It seemed like we're getting more love from K.R.I.T. You know what I mean? Like that's where I see this album going. That's where it's snowballing into because, you know, these bitches ain't shit. You know, you all I need. He talks about marriage in the track. It's like I'm just trying to wrap my head around the whole sound of it all. I'm definitely getting more experimentation with K.R.I.T's voice on here. You know what I mean? Like it just seemed like he like on the last project, he did experimentation just as far as, you know, being more commercial. But it seems like on this one, he's really trying to sing a little bit more than he usually does. I honestly just want to see where this joint takes me for real, for real. I'm along for the ride, for sure. I'm here. Song 4, Road Clean. Why he spell road like that? The hook on here is really not doing too much for me, to be honest with you. It's just there, in my opinion. It just seemed like it's just prolonging the song. I like K.R.I.T's verses better on here than his actual singing.
So I go. I'm like the best edition. Like who really needs an ending? I smile, they wave in the distance. Like,
know what's blowing me about this whole song right here is I usually love when K.R.I.T raps about his cars. You know, I love when K.R.I.T raps about driving his cars. I like when K.R.I.T rap about Candy painting his cars. That whole southern vibe of him just talking about his cars, you know, talking about Chevy, you know, but this song really didn't do nothing for me, to be honest with you. It really didn't move me much. The hook was just there. It was kind of boring. The production really didn't do too much for me in that track either. It just seemed like the production was there as well. He said, fall in love with a chrome lady and have chrome babies. To me, the best part of that track was the keys, you know, just because I like that sound. That we got another interlude. Song 5, Earth interlude. Oh shit, this is an interlude, ain't it? So ain't gonna be no words?
This is
okay.
when digital roses don't die.
Oh yeah. Ooh. First interlude was called Fire. This one's called Earth. So, you know, I'm trying to find some correlation between those two. I feel like I have to hear the whole album or, you know, hear the last two to bring them all together. But, you know, I only see that correlation just as far as, you know, the earth and fire. And I think the next one is like water. I always love to hear what K.R.I.T has to say in these little parts of his project. But, you know, I feel like 4 will be a little bit too long if it doesn't have a specific meaning to it, you know. But like I said, I don't know yet. Soil secures our balance. Mountains secures our crowns. Song 6, come out and play. More 70s, 60s. I don't know which era it is, but see, it's like these hooks, you can barely hear them. It's like the instrumentation is overpowering it. No, I don't. Fuck no. No. Damn. Like, I want to know what the point of that was. Was it just for the sound? Because I didn't hear a word this nigga said. Like, I couldn't hear shit, bro. Literally all I heard was come out and play 20 fucking times. Like, that's literally all I heard. Like, I didn't hear none of the shit he was saying in between because it was so zoned out. It was so distorted. But you know what? I'm about to look at the lyrics, bro. I got to look at the lyrics for this one because I feel like I'm tripping. How many licks does it take to say I found you? Come out and play. Pressing all the buttons in the dark. We get lost and surround you. Come out and play. Don't you want to come out and play 3 times over and over and over? Like, I feel like this song was just there. Like, I feel like this should be called another interlude. There should be 5 interludes on here. We just had an interlude before this. I ain't like that one. I ain't like that at all. Like, Song 7, Just For You.
Just for you, you look beautiful, all the nonsense. Got a speed limit waiting at the neighbors. Let's just say, I riders no more hollering at the boppers. If they bop it, I can't hang around.
Facts. Well, I can hang around. Only you up there. Keep me on my toes, you know I'm on my bed, but hey. I gave a ring, take a knee and do it, Lord. You done met my mama, so you know that it's true. Facts. They meet the moms, it's over. Ain't no love for them thoughts. All this love we got, we ain't playing no games. What K.R.I.T said, this might be the best effort of the sound that K.R.I.T is trying to get across in this album that he's done. Seems like K.R.I.T is happy in the position that he's in right now, you know, being a family man and, you know, not driving the Cadillac no more, waving at the bitches, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the women. It's just seeming like this project is just dedicated to one person. You know, his significant other, you know what I'm saying? Other than the track that he was just talking about his car, you know, in that way, he also brought up her in that situation. But, you know, it really didn't have too much effect on the whole aura of the project. Best song on the project so far. Well, I don't know, because the intro was hard too. Not the fire, but the actual song. Song 8, So Cool.
I'm feeling like really trying to get millions. Get a bigger hot view, so vivid, make it sound silly. Like how are you so good? How are you so
I like that part right there. I like it, but not that much. What else we got? You're cool as hell. You're cool as hell, K.R.I.T. what is that? But it's like none of these tracks really have no development in them. It's so short. Like all these tracks short as hell. But like this song wasn't even 2 minutes. It literally say 1 minute and 52 seconds. Like where's the rest of the song at? Like I said, it's just like these songs are like lacking any development. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing that is gonna keep you, you know. So cool, so cool. I like that part. You know what I mean? I like it, but not enough for it to be on the whole damn song. I don't want to hear so cool for 152. This making me kind of upset because I like K.R.I.T. Like I like K.R.I.T, but I don't like what he's doing with this project right now. I'm guessing this is an album that's going to be devoid of any, you know, bars or anything like that. Because like I said, it seemed like it's like a 60s, 70s, you know, it seemed like it's going that route as far as, you know, what he's trying to portray in this whole thing. Like, I'm sorry, but I got to look at these lyrics again. Like, when the AC on, the light bill turn up, you want to cuddle when I think I might burn up. Like that's K.R.I.T worthy? Like, I don't think so. And it's not even like I'm a bar type nigga, even though I love bars, but that's not something that I need in a project, but I just need something. It's nothing that's keeping me wanting to listen to this project. Even already, I'm only on song 9. We went through all these interludes. Well, we went through 2 interludes. I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but look, bro, and we got another one coming up. Nothing is really fulfilling in this project for me right now. I feel like the only 2 songs I like so far, and it's not even like I love the songs. I like Southside on the Moon and Just For You. Everything else is like, it seemed like it's just there. It's nothing memorable. Song 9, Water, interlude. I like what's going on. Like the shit that's going on in the background of these interludes, I much rather him do something with that. Honestly, I like the shit in the background of the interludes. I like those, but he's not doing shit with them. He's just talking over them. Song 10, Boring. That's what this album has been. No, I don't. I promise you. Nope. I'd rather be at home on the couch watching TV show. You gotta do better than that. Yeah, but the line and the lounge and the overpriced brown costs more than the payment. You guys see me trying to like it? I'm trying. I'm born and you love it because the rent paid. That's just how shit goes. The writing on this joint is just subpar at best, to be honest with you. Like, it's nothing. I don't know how many times I got to keep reiterating the same point. It's nothing grabbing me. It's nothing reeling me in. The structure of these songs, they're so short. Like I said, you can't even, they're not even developed yet. It's like songs that aren't even finished. That's why I was looking at it. I'm like, damn, like 17 tracks, 38 minutes. Like, are we not going to get music? That song was trash. Song 11, Would It Matter? Where the fuck was this flow at, the whole album? Me either. I ain't got working money at all, not even close. Yeah. Would it matter though? That's something to think about. Would it matter? I don't know. I feel like it would matter. You know, if a girl into the Birkins, I feel like it's gonna matter. If they not into the Birkins, it's not gonna matter. I don't know though. It seems like more women are gearing towards I like the Birkins. So I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna be single for a minute just because like I don't think I'm gonna ever buy one of those things. Like I feel like even if I had the money, I don't think I would ever. Well, you know what? I can't say that because I don't have money. I like that joint. I mean, I just like it though. I don't love it. It's sonically appeasing to me, right? But the lyrics aren't cutting a slice of bread. Like these surface level bars that K.R.I.T is serving up, it's just like it's lower than subpar at this point. I feel like, I feel like he did dumb this album down just to play into the concept of it being a funk project. Like I would think it would have some K.R.I.T in it. Like I like the song too because I get lost in the flow that K.R.I.T was doing that he didn't do on this whole album. I like that flow. I wish he would have did more of it. But I feel like K.R.I.T's flow is camouflaging that his lyrics aren't really hitting at all. Like song 13, Generational, Weighed Down. 4-minute song, about time. Between you and me. What if it's a chip off the whole block? Let's go. We got 4 minutes. What if I can put down the bottom? What if I'm gone and relapse?
My dark days come back. Although I had life into a world that lies about the wrongs and rights and have to shield their eyes. Instead they'll see.
Yes. Now we getting some soul. Yes, K.R.I.T. This is what I wanted. Like, I feel like this was supposed to be a soul album, but like, honestly, nothing touched me at all. Nothing's really touched me until this point right here. I don't want to bring a life into this world that lies about the wrongs and the rights and have to shield their eyes. I feel like that's a challenge for a lot of people that don't have children. They're really in their head thinking about, yo, this world really fucked up right here. This world is literally fucked up, and I don't want to bring a child into this world and they be contaminated by all this shit that's around. And honestly, I can respect that because, you know, everybody having babies out here. Everybody. So the fact that K.R.I.T was able to wait this long and he's telling us why he's waited this long is amazing to me. Get riddance. Good riddance. Okay. We getting some guitar? I'm cool with that. Oh, so this is way down right here. Like, this whole song was beautifully put together. You see what happens when K.R.I.T gets 4 minutes to do what he can do. You know, even though he switched up the beat and it was pretty much 2 different songs, you know, you just see the emotion. You can feel the emotion, which was missing from me from all these tracks. It's like I heard them, but it's nothing that really, you know, touched my heart. You know what I mean? This is supposed to be soul. You know what I mean? Soul is supposed to touch you. And, you know, this is really the first song that really touched me in that way. He's saying, what if I'm not fit to be a parent? What if I can't put down the bottle? You know what I mean? What if I'm a lost or damaged soul? Then there's like a sort of weird transition into Way Down, which I'm not too mad at it because, you know, the album has really not been my cup of tea up until this point. I feel like in Way Down, he's speaking from his wife's perspective, you know, because he's saying, you say, you know, I don't want to be your anchor. You know, I don't want to weigh you down. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically his wife telling him, you know, all the reasons why she feels like, you know, she can't be there for him in certain situations. Marriage is not our savior. You know, a lot of people, I feel like it's a little different now because there's not a lot of people getting married now, you know, but it was back in the day. And a lot of people looked at marriage as being the savior of a lot of situations, even though, you know, say if you had a kid, you know, a lot of people would just go get married because they had a kid or something like that. You know, which isn't always the best case scenario in those situations. I like that K.R.I.T is aware of what he's lacking in his relationship. He knows what he needs to get better at. And, you know, you got to respect men like that because a lot of people can't look themselves in the mirror and be like, yo, this is wrong with me. Honestly, it ain't saying much, but, you know, that's my favorite song on here so far. Song 13, or really not a song, another interlude, but Wind.
This is wind, like wind.
Okay.
Pictures, unoriginal, as our smiles.
Okay. This whole time he's been saying original. Now he switches it to unoriginal. I think it's a lot in that right there. You know, our smiles become the filters because, you know, you see all these people put this mask on, you know, the filters. I feel like that has some correlation into what he feels about love at this point. Because he starts it off with turbulence. He's referring to his relationship as far as, you know, the turbulence, the ups and downs of the relationship, howling through our settled home, elevating our tone. You know, I'm guessing he's referring to arguing. I could be totally wrong, honestly. Then I bring it all the way back to him saying unoriginal as far as, you know, putting on a face for all these other people, taking pictures. You know how people do on Instagram, you know, smiling for the cameras when they're not really happy. And that's where he's referring to, you know, the filters. You know, we got actual filters now. We don't have to copy and paste some shit and make it seem like it's something that is not. Song 14, it's over now.
Only been in love like this one time, I swear. Can't walk my mind, I swear. I know one day for getting waiting now. I let the Bible lay me down. Hoping that you're waiting around when I call to say hello.
I'm melting.
I know it's over. I do it all.
Come on, K.R.I.T. Come on.
I'm in my feet. I got to get back to where we used to be. I took for granted that you would never leave. And that was my.
How many niggas take that type of shit for granted? Like, you know you got this joint on the leash. You think you got her on the leash, right? You think so, but, you know, she found somebody new. Or she just wanted time to herself, which, you know, I guess you wasn't really that nigga to begin with. Definitely done been through this a few times. You know, I thought I was too good for my own good. You know what I mean? I thought she wasn't going nowhere. Like I can't even talk right now because I'm so flustered. I really like the sound of this too. That's a fucking playlist. I'm sorry, that's a fucking playlist. That's going on my playlist. I'm sorry for cursing, but I gotta say fucking right there. Like I feel like I'll always be changing my best songs, but I mean, we going through the whole album, right? First of all, I didn't like this album to begin with. I ain't like the album to begin with. Then you give me this. I feel like just the potency of the imagery in this track is just, it makes you feel a certain way, and then the vocals on top of that, it just lays it down real perfect. The days are getting wavy now. I let the bottle lay me down. K.R.I.T is basically reminiscing about what he's lost and, the path of trying to get that person back. During that path, you're gonna go through some shit. You're gonna have to let the bottle lay you down some nights. You're gonna have to smoke it away some nights or whatever your drug of choice is. But I'm not recommending none of that shit. But yeah, I was just hoping you would come back home again. Like you be hoping so much, but like she's not coming. She's not coming back. Song 15, Wet Lashes and Shot Glasses featuring Rolene.
Wipe the tears out. Wipe the tears out. So love you.
I've been waiting to hear a female this whole album. This is what I've been fiending for. This project I felt like needed some female hooks on it, and I don't know if we're gonna get a hook on this track. From what I just heard, she sound beautiful. Wow.
Wet lashes, shot glasses, joint ashes. While we drank and smoked, wiping teardrops while we drank and smoked. The pros that's going call up the home is knowing our hearts are broken, knowing I live at home. Joint ashes, no yes baggage,
We do.
wiping teardrops while we drank and smoked.
Whoa.
While we drank and smoked.
K.R.I.T, come on, bro.
I'm tryna win, she like speed. I got the ice, she tryna speed. I'm on a win, she like it deep. Who getting paid? How a rolling bullet? You can't talk about
I gotta run that back. Hold on.
baggage. We had no status.
No status. Bruh, ever since Would It Matter, bro, everything been fire. You feel more his lyrics because he's putting it more in your face now. Like you see it at face value what he's talking about. It's not hidden and these distorted ass vocals you can't even fucking hear. Whose perspective is K.R.I.T writing from? Because it's some songs in here where it says he's in love. It's some songs he says where he's separated from his love. Like I don't know where K.R.I.T stands, to be honest with you, because on this track he's talking about wipe your teardrops off. Like I really want to know if K.R.I.T is talking about past situations or is he talking about the situation he is in right now. It's two different sides of K.R.I.T that we're getting. We're really three, to be honest. Him wanting to be a player, him wanting to be in love, and him, falling out of love or trying to fall back in love with this person. Or rather, he still loves this person, but she doesn't love him back. Great song, great concept. I like the hook. I like the beat switch. Song 16, All the Time.
Chop with an attitude. Get back what you had to do. Everything by capital. Can't walk you, but you ain't gotta let it be. Got a girl that right to be. Drop top for your dropping me. CC when the thing gets straight, man. Don't fake what you got to see.
See, there he go with that fucking distorted ass sound again. Like we can't hear that shit.
Stepping out clean on, had a horizontal kind of lean on.
Little Bone Thugs flowing in.
I'ma tell you about it anything I'm pop up twice when I find a queen.
Been in love. You never been in love. First of all, anytime K.R.I.T say candy painted, all the work you put in, all the success that you attain by yourself, really means nothing until you truly in love. That's basically what K.R.I.T is saying in this song right here. All the shit that he's done to get to this point. If he wasn't in love, he wouldn't be fulfilled. He wouldn't be whole. I feel like a lot of people feel like that. A lot of people say once you make it to the top, it's lonely. Who knows? What I mean? I'm not at the top, so I don't know if it's lonely or not. It's definitely lonely down here. I think this is a great song just to formulate out of a simple meaning. Song 17, More Than Roses. This album seems so long, but it's so short.
I love you more than roses. But these
I hope so. Shit. Let these digital flowers boom. I barely heard that, but I heard it. Okay. So I'm gonna say at least the outro wrapped up the whole album for me. Okay, so this is digital roses for his significant other. No, instead of real roses, he's giving them digital roses, giving her digital roses. I mean, when I first got through the first half of this project, I thought it was a really poor job by K.R.I.T as far as trying to exhibit this sound, display this sound. Like a lot of the things he tried to do and a lot of the songs he made, earlier in the project, I felt like it was a little bit rushed, and it was no development in the sound. It was no development in the tracks, as it pertains to them coming together in the end. It really wasn't nothing that really tied, those earlier tracks into the outro. K.R.I.T had me a little confused because I was like, is this nigga in a relationship or is he not in a relationship? But I realized that he's just taking us through the flow of how his whole relationship went. He's really displaying to her what he went through in that time, because already know how men be. Men don't want to, display their affection or show their emotions to, the woman they love, most of the time. So I feel like this was his way of doing that. This was his way of displaying his emotions to her, telling her all the things that he's been through and all the trials and tribulations he had to go through to even love her the way that he does. Like on the track Just For You, I mean, I probably wouldn't say this is something to be sympathetic to K.R.I.T about, but he basically saying he had to give up all of the endeavors he wished to have, all the things he was going for as a bachelor. Honestly, my only highlights of the first half of this project is Southside of the Moon, Show You Right, Just For You. But really, that's about it. Up until Would It Matter, the album was really slow and boring, and I felt like it lacked a little bit of character. Going back in that era, it was a lot of, people that was charismatic, a lot of people that really showed character, in their music. And I felt like K.R.I.T was kind of lacking that in the earlier parts of this album. Like on the track So Cool, right? I like the melody on that track. I feel like it had potential to be a good track, but it didn't develop into anything. You know what I'm saying? It just developed into him saying, I'm so cool, I'm so cool. The same thing I'll say on another earlier track on this album, Come Out and Play. Like that shit should have been an interlude, I feel like, because he really just said, come out and play the whole damn song. It really wasn't no development. And then in that song, I can barely like understand what the hell K.R.I.T was saying. Like, I had to look at Genius, and I hate doing that shit because I feel like it takes away from the experience of the whole project. He actually did a lot of that shit in this album, a lot of like distorted vocals where it's like you can't fucking hear it. Like you can't hear it. Like I tried, like the speaker literally right here. Like Boring, like that shit was the self-titled track. Like on this song, he literally just says the same thing over and over. You know what I'm saying? It's just lazy writing. Like a lot of songs earlier in the project, it was a lot of songs getting dragged out, and that's saying a lot because the songs were only like 2 minutes and it felt like they were longer than that. The interludes added a little bit of something to it, but I felt like it just made the album longer. You know what I mean? I felt like the spoken word in them was cool. Y'all see my opinion on how, I feel like they all correlated together. Now I got some good shit. Would It Matter, right? This is where I feel like the album like actually picked up a little bit. Would it matter if I had this shit? I feel like that's something a lot of dudes ask themselves when they in a relationship with a woman and they're successful. You know what I mean? Would it matter if I didn't have this Ferrari? Would it matter if I didn't have this Cuban link? You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time it will because these niggas lame. He's basically saying, I want a girl to love me for me. And I feel like every dude wants that. Like I said, except for the lame niggas. Which brings me to one of the highlights of the project, Generational, Way Down. Generational, he has a heartfelt talk with himself about, what if I'm not good enough to be a parent? Correlating that to, him being a father and why he doesn't feel like he's ready to have kids and things like that. Well, then you get to the second part, Way Down, like that's really like the highlight of this album for me. Like Way Down, that part right there, that's the highlight. K.R.I.T beautifully performs great soft vocals over this soft instrumental. Him basically talking from the female's perspective, saying, I don't want to weigh you down. I don't want to weigh you down even more, pertaining to, the things that he's going through on the part Generational. When he's talking about, him basically having all these faults that he has with them, and she doesn't want to add that to the board of things that that he's struggling with. It's Over Now was the greatest performance from K.R.I.T, as he tries to capture this whole sound I feel like he was trying to go for on this whole project. The beat is not as funky and 60-ish as the other tracks on the project, but, it's beautiful. And I feel like the vocals that K.R.I.T gives and the beat that goes along with it, it really comes together real smooth. K.R.I.T displaying lyrics about how he bet it all and lost it all. Like I'm telling you, like the second half of this album, like y'all gotta listen to it. The second half, well, listen to the whole album, but the second half of this album is beautiful. It's a little bit more softer than what he came in with. He needed more women on these hooks because Rolene, she literally made the song that much better just because of her voice. Like you need a female sometimes to add that flavor, especially if you're going for a sound like this. You know, I feel like he needed a little bit more female energy on this project. I'm gonna definitely revisit this album too, just to see, you know, anything I missed or, you know, if I was tripping on a few things. Cause, you know, sometimes niggas be tripping. And like I always say, I'm all for artists going out and experimenting with new sounds, and because you can't do the same shit forever. You know, people will say you're getting redundant at that point. But that's the thing why I respect him for doing this project, because, you know, he could have played it safe. He could have gave us what we wanted. He could have gave us Forever Is a Mighty Long Time. He could have gave us a second, you know, installment to that, but he chose to go a different route because of the way he was feeling at the time, man. I respect artists for that, but, you know, as far as how it translates onto a track, you know, that's where my opinion comes into play. I will say this wasn't a bad project in my opinion. It was just not for me, you know what I'm saying? But the second half of the project was pretty cool though. But yeah, man, that's Big K.R.I.T, Digital Roses Don't Die. Independent way, man. I'm always support the independent artists. You already know that. K.R.I.T, man, being an independent artist, you know, getting to the point where he's gotten to, you know, it's nothing but inspirational. I respect K.R.I.T, and I didn't like the album, but I still respect K.R.I.T. K.R.I.T hasn't knocked himself tiers lower on my list or anything like that. It's just, you know, I felt this was an experimental album, and, you know, like I said, I respect him for that. But I just hope the next album is some shit that we hoping we getting. This is Big K.R.I.T and this Drake bag. But yeah, man, I think that's all I gotta say about the project, to be honest with you. It's getting dark as shit. And thank y'all for watching. Let me know what y'all think about the album below. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button if you can. Subscribe if you want to. You know what I'm saying? I ain't pressuring nobody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's the album. Appreciate y'all. We gone.